on the board really quick, and we just got some stops at the end, and unfortunately we made some mistakes, and we got to learn from all those. But I think we can play better football. But I was proud of the team, proud of the way the guys respond, their response to adversity and within the game, and their willingness to stick together. That was something special. It speaks to the leadership on our team and the coaches on our team that get these guys ready. So I have to give a lot of credit to Baylor, making it interesting at the end. They could have easily just folded up, especially at the beginning. But you have to give them credit for being resilient, classy program. It was nice for us to join in their prayer at the end of the game there. And I've seen them do that when it works in their favor and when it doesn't. So that's something special. We have a lot in common with them, and I wish them the best of luck for the rest of the way. Fans were amazing today. It was awesome. Awesome environment, and just really fortunate that we were able to get this win, especially with some of the mistakes that we made. But like I said, I think it was a hard-fought game, a little dramatic at the end, but I'm glad that it worked out in our favor. So what questions do you guys have?
What changed in the second half that caused that adversity?
Yeah, I thought Baylor played a lot more assignment sound, and they created some turnovers, and they made things really tough on us. I think you have to give them a lot of credit for that. But I think we made some mistakes along the way too. Defensively, guys not lining up correctly and then not doing their assignment. But that's hard to just say that when I thought Sawyer made some tough throws and he was accurate in some of his throws. Just some of them we had coverage on him. The one I think was where he dripped off of the coverage, and but he had a good feel for the game and good feel for what they were trying to get done. I'm just glad that Jay was able to mix it up a little bit at the end, and we were able to get some, confuse him and get some pressure on the O-line, which I think caused that holding call. But just glad the guys were able to get the win. I wish Jack would have caught that ball. That would have been easier on my heart, but and on Jay's heart too. But like where we're at, and like that we able to respond. It's interesting because there's a lot of guys that were playing in the end of the game that we had to rely on in the last drive against Wyoming. That didn't work out their way, and then we put them in extra time against towards the end of the game against Kansas State, and they got to stop, and those guys got to stop here. So it makes me happy that we actually practice these situations, these tight situations with 2 minute and everything. So we'll continue to work on those situations for next week, and we do have a bye, but it's a work week still for us. We just don't play a game. That's the only difference. So we got to still get back to work, and we got to improve on all the things that we saw that we could definitely that are fixable. But I thought the guys played; they were resilient. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool game.
What did you see on Crew's interception to seal the win?
Yeah, I think if he read his eyes and was able to go and high point the ball, I mean that I think it's a really good throw. We saw him make those throws before, and I thought Jay had the right scheme called at the right time. I think they were looking for maybe a too high safety look, and Crew was able to get over the top of it. So great instincts by Crew, and he's hit us with those plays down the sideline earlier in the game, and I'm glad that our defense was able to respond, and Crew was able to make that play.
Well, it seemed like you had more injuries today, guys going down in the other 4 games combined.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to, the heat, or what was it there?
No, I mean I think the turf is always a problem, but that's everywhere. That's not just that's just turf games are hard, and I think they're hard on your body. So, got guys banged up, but we knew that going into it last year that injuries can happen, and then it's conference play, so it's a lot more intense. It's a lot. I mean, it's tough, especially at the line of scrimmage, and so this game's not an easy game. It's a violent one, and unfortunately, people do get hurt. And we had some guys get banged up and weren't able to finish the game. We're going to evaluate those guys and see how it looks for the future. But I'm proud of the guys that stepped in. The guys that got banged up still were on the sideline, still leading, still had a lot of energy and juice. And so this is a close team. These guys, even though guys weren't able to play and were hurt, they were in it. They were in the moment on the sideline, creating energy and belief. It was a lot of fun.
How did you think the offensive line played after Connor went out?
I thought they played good. I thought Makasini stepped in and did a good job at center, and it was good to have. Last week we played Bruce Mitchell at guard. A lot of people didn't know that he was in there, and Austin Leusa and Sonny Makasini weren't able to go, and then now we got those guys back, and unfortunately Connor had to come out of the game, and then we moved Makasini inside, played center, and Bruce played a little bit too there, so we kind of rotated some guys in, but I thought they played a really strong game against a really tough defense.
Did you get an explanation from the officials on the unsportsmanlike conduct call?
No, I was probably too busy yelling. I don't know if I listened. It's hard. Listen, when I start yelling, I don't listen to anybody. So I thought it was an obvious flop, and we teach our guys to be smart in that situation. I don't know. I lost it. I just don't think you can call that call right there in that situation, especially we're trying to grind the clock out. I think we got 5 yards on the first run. It was looking in our favor, and then they marched us 15 yards back. I just had to let the refs hear it. I think it was a bullcrap call, but that's okay. They're not perfect. They're human too, and I'm not either. So that's why I yelled at them. So I'm sorry that I lost my cool, but I think they understood it, you know. But I just didn't. We just gotta be smart. We shouldn't put ourselves into that situation. I can't blame the refs. Our players got to be smart in that situation. Just get away from any kind of dangerous moment. But we got to do better. We got to do better, and then I just can't lose my cool. It's all right. But it felt good to just unleash a little bit of anger.
How impressed were you with the start, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, that was a great start. Just we're capable of doing all those things. We just got to keep the momentum going. I don't think we have to be perfect. We just have to be efficient and effective as an offense and defense. And when we start playing together, good things happen. But again, you have to give credit to Baylor. They were resilient. They should have won the game last week. It was easily their game. And a lot of unfortunate things happened. And then this week they had a slow start. We were jumped ahead, and luckily we were able to get enough of a lead to get the win at the end. But I was a little nervous, when you're up by 6 in that situation. But the players made me feel at ease, man. I was getting a little tight, The players are all talking positive and convincing me. And after I got done with my yelling, I was like, all right, let's see what's going on in this game. And we made plays and got the win. So, the players are right, man. I'm proud of the players and their belief in each other and just everything towards the end. The leadership was amazing.
Two more questions.
What does that say about the cohesion, chemistry of the team when that's how they respond to adversity in these tough moments?
Yeah, leadership. I think guys say, well, this is a different team than last year's team, but yeah, the guys from last year's team, they spent a lot of time getting this culture rolling. You know what I mean? So the guys like Eddie Hecker and the guys that are not here, AJ Wongpachong, and all those guys that were part of that team, those guys were a big part of how this team is playing right now. And so it's a tough thing to say that when we just got to make sure that those guys get our thanks and appreciation. But these guys on the team currently, they're the ones that stepped up and took to heart everything that they learned, and then the sense of urgency to work out and get better, and then they're just never settling. Right now, I know there's a lot of guys, and they all agreed with me when we talked at the end of the games in the locker room, just like, we know we can do better, we know we can clean it up, and it's really the fundamental part of the game. It's literally just getting down and just making sure that we are all accountable to our 111th. If we can do that, good things will happen, just like it did today. I think we did it enough, but man, I just do it all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just being greedy. So if we can do it all the time, my job will be a lot easier. But that's what I got to do. I just like the feel and the vibe from the team. It's a fun team to coach, and I freaking love these guys, man. We're having a lot of fun, and it's crazy because in that tense moment, I had guys behind me just having so much fun with it, and it just took me back to playing the game when I was a little kid. Just I felt like I was part of that, So hats off and credit to our players for just being good examples to me. It's awesome.
Is there one more question?
What's the latest update you can give on Connor? We saw him on crutches.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have to evaluate it, and we'll see what happens. I'll probably have more to say on Monday. It's hard for me to speak too early right now. Let's review it, and then Monday I'll give you better answers on that when I can. And this medical stuff, I don't want to just sit there and make statements that I don't know anything about.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll
Jake,
have
they didn't give you credit
Jake
for
and
that throw,
Darius
huh?
up here next.
Right?
What was it?
They said it didn't go forward enough. It was just straight
Well.
lateral. So Chase got a rushing touchdown now.
That's awesome. Good.
You petitioned them to change
Love
it.
you, Jake.
What that word.
They said they reviewed it.
It wasn't mentioned in the passing.
That's unbelievable.
Usually happens.
Yeah, I saw on the scoreboard late in the game that said 2. I was like, I can count. Pass
All right,
play.
questions for Darius and Jake?
Jake, talk about the start of the game. things seem to be clicking. What was that like to go out that way and pick it off like that?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I think shout out Blake Mangelson for that pick. I don't know if any team in the history of football has had so many D-line picks this early in the season. But shoot, if they can catch it, then good. Give the offense the ball. See, Miles made a great catch, great play call. Coach dialed them up. I mean, he dialed them up so well, and the offense was just executing to start the game. It was great.
So then I got to ask what happened, because it didn't seem to, you guys kind of
Yeah.
sputtered after that.
Yeah. Their defense changed up quite a bit in the front, and it was just a lack of execution from the front. I think that we need to make sure that, combine this week and last week as a full game, and that's what we want our offense to do: come out, start fast, and then finish even stronger. And we'll get back in the film room and figure out exactly what was what. But yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the guys where the guys finished. They're resilient to the end, and so that'll get you a win with a fast start.
How beneficial can this win be for this group that you guys faced adversity and still came out on top?
Great. I mean, super beneficial. The guys get to learn about ourselves a little more, right? When things get tough, you learn something about yourself, and we learn that our defense is really good, and we learn that our offense can start really fast. So, yeah, we just got to get to the film and figure out what we got to do better. And execute late in the game, obviously, is on the top of our minds. But, yeah, I mean, I was glad our defense was able to execute late in the game and get us the win.
Did you think in the first half that was the best you guys had executed since you've been started?
Best start for sure. I think looking back, I think we're 3 for 3 on touchdowns. So yeah, it was the best start that I've seen out of these guys. I think with me behind them.
Was that the top end of your arm strength, that deep ball, the Darius 44-yarder, you threw from your own territory and got to the goal line?
I think JoJo's was further.
Oh, yeah.
I think SIU JoJo's was further, so I can't say that was the JoJo's still got you, Darius.
A little bit.
But Darius,
Darius,
did
how
that-
would you describe your game today? I think you had a career high in reception yardage.
I feel like I played decent. I left a lot on there on the field. Had 2 drops in the third. Once we came back out, I was able to make up for it. But those things that shouldn't happen. I pride myself on catching the ball anytime it's in my area. So clean that up next week. But I feel like I played decent enough. Help the team make plays and be in a position to execute and win.
Darius, what's that like down the stretch when the offense just can't seem to, put the game away, so the defense has to keep coming up with stops, and then crew makes that pick? What's that like on the sideline watching them finish it off?
It's great. When things not going right for us on offense, I feel like you're supposed to be able to lean on the other teams on the football team, special teams and defense. So for us to have that defense to be playing like this, to where we went 2 drives and couldn't get nothing going, and they came up with 2 great stops and ended it off with Crew Wickley pick. So when we can lean on those guys, that just makes the team even better.
Jake, with the injuries at running back, was the game plan going in to maybe have a lot more empty sets and make it ball in the hands of guys like Darius and Chase?
I mean, I think we've proven it to this point that we don't game plan for the injuries at running back because we got guys who can carry the ball. I mean, Enoch can carry the ball. Pokai can carry the ball. I don't know. I mean, all these guys can carry the Sam Vanderhaar, our punter, apparently can carry the ball too, a former rugby guy. But yeah, we got so many guys who can carry the ball that we're going to game plan accordingly. Like, we're going to game plan our game plan against that defense every time. And so maybe we're thinking throw the ball a little bit because we saw some things in the defense. We saw the middle of the field open where you saw 5 right here catch a bunch of balls. And so I don't think we're not changing our game plan. Because I think in the past you've seen quarterback run, you've seen empty sets from us and from Coach A-Rod, and so we're not changing much. We just got to execute better in the second half.
Darius, you heard me ask Kalani, I said you guys were sitting back there, but what does a game like this say about the cohesion and chemistry of the team? Because it just seems like it's ratcheted up, and that makes a big difference when the game's on the line like this.
Yeah, it just shows that all the hard work that we put in from winter all the way up to now is paying off. We probably didn't see what it was how it's going to end up coming like, being 5-0 and things like that, but we trusted the process of our strength staff, nutritionists, everybody that was just pushing us to be better this whole winter, this summer, and everything like that. So you kind of just see everything just falling into place like they said it would.
Have any other questions?
What's going to be like the work for you guys in the bye week coming up? Like, what's that going to look like for you guys from a player perspective?
I think the bye week misconception is an off week. It's not. We're going to still get back to work, still get better. It's going to be nice to not have a game and heal up. I think that 5 games straight, you can get a little banged up. And so the guys will be able to heal up a little bit and just feel more confident in themselves. Still get back to work. I imagine we'll start, scout work early on for U of A. But, I think it's going to be good for us, just to kind of reset, a little bit. It's like, all right, we got the next third of the season, because the season's broken up kind of into thirds with our bye weeks and stuff. And so we're going to reset, rest up, get fully healthy again, and just attack the day.
All right, thanks, guys.
Nice job.
What's up, guys?
Questions for Tyler? Talk about the fourth quarter for the defense. It's a 6-point game.
Yeah.
You've given up more points than you had, the whole season, and all of a sudden the game's on the line. You guys kept making stops.
Yeah, sorry, my voice is like gone. I'm really proud of our guys and the way they went to work there in the fourth quarter. We definitely had some ups and downs throughout the game. Didn't play as great as we would have liked to, but there in the fourth quarter was just, hey, look, it's on us. They don't score, we win this game. And the guys went out there and let it loose, right? They just left it all out there, and sure enough, they don't score and we win the game.
How did you break free for that sack? Well, no, they got a holding call on you there.
Yeah.
How did that kind of transpire?
They were being really sticky all game, and so on that one it was just went to bull rush him, right, trying to collapse the pocket, swam outside, knew that he was pretty much just like knew that I was gonna beat him there, and there wasn't much he could do except grab me from behind, right, and so really glad really glad we got the penalty, right. That was a big bonus for us.
What's that moment like when the crew makes that pick and you finally relax?
It's great. I told Crew this earlier. It's a big moment. Crew's a big time player. We call him Hitman Crew for a reason. And so we're just doing everything we can to create havoc in the backfield, and once the ball's thrown, turn and see one of our guys going up for it, especially Crew going up for it, knowing that he's coming down with it. It's a great feeling. That's how that's what we love. We love to operate like that on defense, right? Dude, pressures and takeaways, turnovers, that's our jam.
What do you think led to some of the fourth down success before the end there from them?
Assignment sound football. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Just guys doing their job, right? And again, we had some miscues. We had some struggles, but when guys just do their job, we're dangerous.
Tyler, what was kind of the vibe on the sideline in the fourth quarter when it looked like the game was slipping away from you guys?
Yeah, guys were resolute, right? They were just ready to attack it step by step. Whatever came next, guys got a bunch of dudes that love football, and they're not scared of anything. And so they're just like, all right, hey, whatever happens, let's step on the field, let's take care of business. That was the mentality.
How'd you lose your voice? Was it a lot talking in the game or celebration?
I think it was a lot of celebration. We had some big moments that we got to celebrate today, and then just yelling. Just getting everybody up, and just trying to elevate energy and just bring juice to the squad. So it's a party, man. We love football, and so it gets a little rowdy.
Did you teach Blake everything you do on that?
I did, yeah. I'll take credit for that. Yeah, I said, Blake, look, this is how you catch the ball. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Crew obviously gets the kind of the big credit for the interception, but I think it's something like 8 or 9 players have picks on this year, so there's 7 players, some crazy.
Yeah.
Like that.
Crew actually taught me how to catch the ball, so
Anytime those are-
yeah.
What does that say about this team, though, where it seems like everybody can pretty havoc like that?
We got a bunch of dudes that love ball. We got a bunch of football players.
Drew, how would you describe the pick? Where does it rank among the plays you've made in your football career?
Probably number one. Yeah, it was. It's one of those things that you always dream of as a kid, right? Getting to seal the deal, hit the game winner, whatever it is. So yeah, it's up there, probably number one.
When did you know you had it?
When it was in the air, as soon as that thing left, I was just based off the coverage we were in. Mark did a great job of funneling the dude into me, and I'm a deep third in that coverage, and I see that ball leave the hands. I can't really see him because, shout out the D-line, they were all up in his face, right? And so I can't really see the QB, but I just see him throw it and leave his hands, and just kind of the projection it's on. It's like fly ball. It's like, okay, like I'm like, there's no way. I was like, I got this. So the ball's in the air, and I just got to go get it. And yeah, it was a good feeling. Just I knew as soon as it left his hands, I was like, I gotta go make that play. So.
Talk about the celebration afterwards. It's like you said, that was finally you guys got to be able to
Yeah.
relax a little bit.
The celebration, like from the team in the locker room.
But after the pick, and then also just after, just when you knew you had the one to
Oh man, it was the boys, tapping the hat, going crazy. So you can't really breathe. You're out of breath. Everybody's in your face. Baddies grab me by the face, I'm just sitting there like you aren't even saying anything. You're swarmed. So, but that just comes from us all working so hard together. It's like when one of us makes a play, it's like we made a play because we're so unified and so we're all happy for each other and it's a blast.
Kalani looks